What if the reason for your fatigue, your restless nights, or even your weakened immune system wasn't age at all? What if it came down to 5 small areas on your body that you stopped paying attention to decades ago? Every year, tens of thousands of older adults end up in hospitals because of infections that could have been prevented not with medication, not with a new diet, but with something as simple as cleaning a forgotten part of their own body. You see, most people over 60 still follow the same hygiene habits they developed in their 30s. But our bodies have changed. Our immune defenses are no longer what they used to be. Skin has thinned, circulation has slowed, and healing takes longer. Yet the routines have stayed the same. Here's a truth no one likes to admit. Some of the most dangerous bacteria don't come from outside. They come from within, accumulating silently on parts of your body you haven't cleaned properly in years. I'm not talking about skipping a shower. I'm talking about the tongue you brush past, the feet you rinse but never inspect, the underarms you swipe deodorant on without cleaning first, the nose that filters your air 22,000 times a day but never gets rinsed, and yes, even your belly button. These are the neglected zones of aging, and ignoring them could quietly be draining your energy, dulling your memory, and even increasing your risk of heart problems, infections, and sleep disorders. Welcome to Senior Health and Life. Our mission is to help you not just live longer, but live sharper, cleaner, and more confidently every single day. In today's video, we're going to reveal 5 body parts almost every older adult forgets to clean properly. And we'll walk you through how giving them just a few extra seconds of attention can change the way you feel, think, and even sleep starting tonight. If you've ever found yourself thinking, I just don't feel like myself anymore, or maybe this is just aging, stay with me. Because what we're about to uncover might just be the easiest, most overlooked path to reclaiming your vitality, and it doesn't cost a cent. Before we dive in, do something simple to support this channel and help us keep creating content that matters. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Every new subscriber reminds us that someone out there is choosing to take control of their health. And here's a quick question to get you thinking. When was the last time you intentionally cleaned your nose or your belly button? Not just rinsed, but really cleaned? Last week, or more recently, I honestly can't remember. Type your answer in the comments below. Your response could be the first small step toward a big change. Let us begin our journey with the first and perhaps most intimate of the forgotten zones, your tongue. Think of your tongue not merely as an instrument for taste or speech, but as the primary sentinel standing guard at the gateway to your entire internal world. Every sip of water, every bite of food, every breath of air must pass this guard. Yet, for most of us, it is a guard we have left neglected, unwashed, and disarmed for decades. Over time, a thick, living shroud of bacteria, dead cells, and food debris known as a biofilm forms on its surface. When we are young, our immune systems are robust enough to manage this. But after 60, with thinner gums and a less aggressive immune response, this neglected sentinel becomes a liability. The bacterial biofilm becomes a Trojan horse, allowing chronic inflammation and harmful microbes to slip past the gates, entering your bloodstream and traveling directly to your heart, lungs, and arteries. This is not a hypothetical risk. It is a documented pathway for systemic inflammation, the slow, smoldering fire behind so many age-related diseases. Consider Eleanor, a 76-year-old woman whose greatest passion in life was cooking. For her, flavors were like colors, and her kitchen was her art studio. But in recent years, she found her passion fading. Everything tastes beige, she told me, her voice filled with a quiet grief. The bright, sharp taste of a fresh tomato, the deep warmth of cinnamon, it's all muted, like a beautiful painting covered in dust. She believed she was losing her sense of taste to old age, and with it, a core part of her identity. Her daughter, a dental hygienist, gifted her a simple tongue scraper. Skeptical, Eleanor began the 1-minute ritual each morning. The change was not gradual, it was a revelation. Within a week, she called her daughter in tears. "I tasted the lemon in my tea today," she wept. "I haven't truly tasted it in years." She wasn't just cleaning her tongue, she was washing the dust off her world, allowing the vibrant colors of life's simple pleasures to shine through once more. While the tongue guards the gateway from above, we now travel to the foundation below, to the body's most honest storytellers, your feet. Your feet are the roots that connect you to the earth, the foundation that bears the weight of your entire life's journey. They are also the furthest outpost of your circulatory system, and for that reason, they are often the first to tell the truth about your hidden health issues. When the intricate network of blood vessels and nerves begins to fail, the feet are the first to send up a distress signal: numbness, tingling, persistent coldness, or a small cut that refuses to heal. These are not minor foot problems. These are urgent dispatches from the front lines, messages about the state of your cardiovascular health, your nerve function, and your body's ability to heal itself. To ignore these messages is to ignore the foundational truth of your well-being. Richard, a 79-year-old retired mailman, understood territory better than anyone. His life had been defined by the thousands of miles he had walked, a map of the city etched into the soles of his feet. But in his later years, his own home had become a treacherous landscape. A persistent, burning pain and a growing fear of stumbling had shrunk his world from miles of city blocks to a few hesitant steps between his armchair and the kitchen. He was a prisoner in his own home, held captive by feet he no longer trusted. He began the simple 3-step ritual every night, a gentle, intentional washing, especially between the toes, a thorough drying with a dedicated towel, and a mindful 1-minute inspection. He was not just washing his feet, he was reclaiming his territory. He was learning to listen to their stories again. One evening, he noticed a small red area on his heel that he hadn't felt. This early discovery led to a diagnosis of early-stage neuropathy, which his doctor was able to manage before it became severe. Today, Richard is walking his block again. His journey back to freedom didn't start with a pill. It started with the simple, profound act of paying attention. Having secured the gateways of the tongue and the storytelling roots of the feet, we now turn our attention inward to the quiet, unseen regulators of your body's internal environment. Let us first speak of the area beneath your arms. Most of us consider our underarms only in the context of odor, a simple problem to be masked with a daily swipe of deodorant. But this is a profound misunderstanding of this critical territory. Think of your underarms not as a source of inconvenience, but as the location of your body's most vital border crossings. Beneath this delicate skin lies a dense cluster of lymph nodes, the intelligent, vigilant customs agents of your immune kingdom. Their job is to inspect everything that passes through, to identify and neutralize threats, and to keep the internal pathways clear of toxins and waste. When we clog these border crossings with a thick residue of antiperspirants, dead skin, and bacteria, we are not just causing irritation, we are creating chaos. The lymphatic system, which has no central pump like the heart, becomes a congested river, and your immune response grows sluggish, tired, and inefficient. This is the hidden source of the unexplained low-grade fatigue that plagues so many seniors. It is not the dramatic exhaustion from a hard day's work, but a persistent, heavy cloak of weariness that never seems to fully lift. Consider Helen, a 72-year-old retired librarian who was once full of a quiet, vibrant energy. For years, she had felt this inexplicable heaviness. Doctors found nothing wrong. Her blood work was normal. Yet, she felt she was moving through life, wading through water. She began a simple, more intentional underarm hygiene ritual, using a soft cloth and mild soap to gently clean the entire area in multiple directions, rinsing thoroughly and allowing the skin to air dry for a moment before dressing. It was a small change, but the effect was astonishing. After a few weeks, she described the feeling as a weight being lifted. The heaviness receded. Her mind felt clearer, and the energy she thought was lost to age began to return. She wasn't just washing her skin, she was clearing the pathways for her own immune system to function with ease. I'm curious, did Helen's story and the connection between a simple hygiene habit and your overall energy surprise you? Take a second to share your thoughts in the comments below. If the underarms are the gatekeepers of our internal borders, then the nose is the sacred portal through which the very essence of life breath enters our world. We take some 22,000 breaths a day, yet we treat the organ responsible for this miracle as little more than a passageway. Your nose is an incredibly sophisticated filtration system designed to warm, humidify, and purify the air you breathe. But when this filter becomes clogged with dust, allergens, and dried mucus, you're no longer drinking from a clean, flowing spring, you're drinking from a stagnant pond. The quality of every single breath is degraded, and this has profound consequences. Chronic nasal congestion forces the body into subtle mouth breathing, especially during sleep. This activates the sympathetic nervous system, your body's fight or flight stress response, leading to restless nights, elevated blood pressure, and a feeling of waking up already exhausted. Arthur, an 80-year-old former teacher, had resigned himself to a life of poor sleep and dull morning headaches. He believed it was just his new normal. He began a simple nightly ritual of using a gentle saline rinse to clear his nasal passages before bed. The first morning after, he noticed something was different. The familiar pounding behind his eyes was gone. After a week, he was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. "It is not that I can simply breathe better," he explained, his voice filled with a sense of wonder. "It is that the quality of my rest has completely changed. I wake up feeling at peace, not at war with the morning. He had not just cleaned a filter, he had restored the sanctity of his breath, allowing his nervous system to finally enter a state of deep, restorative healing each night. We have just uncovered the secrets of two of the body's most important yet overlooked filtration systems. Both are working silently, every moment, to protect you. I am curious, which of these two areas was a bigger surprise for you to learn about today? Was it the immune function of the underarms or the brain-clearing power of the nose? Let me know in the comments below. Your feedback helps our community learn together. Here's the rewritten part 4 of your script, focusing on the fifth and final neglected body part, the belly button. This version has been crafted to be deeper, more profound, and to guide the audience through a subtle emotional journey, all while adhering to the established successful formula. We now arrive at the final, and perhaps most profoundly forgotten, zone of the body. It is a place every single one of us possesses, a small, intricate mark that sits at the very center of our being. It is the scar of our creation, the physical remnant of the cord that once tethered us to life itself, the epicenter from which our entire existence began. And yet, when was the last time you paid any conscious attention to your belly button? For most people, the answer is never. We treat this sacred origin point as a mere aesthetic afterthought, a forgotten corner of our own physical home. But this neglect can have real, tangible consequences. This small, dark, warm, and recessed pocket is the perfect petri dish, a hidden sanctuary for a wild ecosystem of sweat, dead skin, lint, oils, and bacteria to flourish undisturbed. In fact, scientific studies have found the average navel can host over 60 different species of bacteria, while a healthy immune system can often keep this ecosystem in balance. For an older adult with thinning skin and a less robust defense system, this forgotten pocket can become the quiet source of persistent odors, chronic irritation, and even dangerous skin infections. This is not about creating fear, but about fostering a deeper, more complete form of self-awareness and care. It is about leaving no part of yourself behind in the journey of aging with dignity. Consider George, an 81-year-old widower who had been dealing with a persistent low-grade skin rash on his midsection for nearly a year. It wasn't severe, but it was a constant itchy annoyance that eroded his sense of physical peace. He had tried every cream and lotion his doctor recommended, all to no avail. During one visit, a young, observant nurse asked him a simple question he'd never been asked before. "Sir, how often do you clean inside your navel?" George was taken aback. He had never considered it. That evening, he followed her simple instructions. He dipped a soft cotton swab in warm, soapy water and gently cleaned the inside of his belly button. He was surprised to find a small accumulation of debris he had been completely unaware of. He then carefully dried the area with a clean swab. He repeated this gentle ritual for the next few days. By the end of the week, the rash that had plagued him for a year, the rash that expensive creams could not conquer, had completely vanished. The physical relief was immense, but the psychological impact was even greater. George told me it was a profound lesson in humility. I was looking for complex solutions everywhere, when the problem was hiding in the most obvious, overlooked place of all. It taught me that sometimes the most important work is simply to pay attention to the parts of ourselves we have long since forgotten. His story reveals the true purpose of this final act of hygiene. It is not just about cleaning a crevice, it is about a ritual of remembrance and wholeness. The process is simple and requires a gentle hand. Once or twice a week, use a cotton swab or the corner of a soft washcloth with mild soap and warm water. Gently wipe the inside of your navel. The most critical step is to then dry it thoroughly with a clean, dry swab or cloth, as trapped moisture is what allows bacteria and fungi to thrive. This is not a scrubbing. It is an act of quiet reverence for the first physical connection you ever had to life. By bringing this forgotten epicenter back into the fold of your conscious care, you are completing the circle. You are not just cleaning your body. You are honoring the entirety of your physical journey, from its very beginning to the present day. And so, our journey through the forgotten territories of the body comes to an end. We have shined a light on the tongue, the feet, the underarms, the nose, and the navel, the quiet, overlooked corners of our physical selves. But the most profound lesson today is not about any single body part. It is about the transformative power of attentive stewardship. As we navigate our later years, our relationship with our bodies must evolve. We must transition from being unconscious inhabitants to becoming conscious, loving caretakers of the sacred vessel that has carried us through a lifetime. The world may tell us that power in aging lies in fighting back, in grand medical interventions. But the deeper truth is that true power lies in the quiet dignity of meticulous, daily care. This is the lesson you can apply to your life starting tonight. Transform your daily hygiene routine from an unconscious habit into a conscious ritual of health inspection. When you step into the shower, you're not just washing away the day, you are stepping into a sanctuary of self-awareness. As you wash your feet, you're not just cleaning them, you're listening to the stories they tell about your circulation and your balance. As you clear your nasal passages, you're not just breathing, you are honoring the quality of the very life force you take in. You are becoming the wise and vigilant ruler who walks the borders of their own kingdom each day, ensuring that every corner, no matter how small or forgotten, is tended to and protected. This practice yields a reward far greater than the prevention of infection. It cultivates a profound sense of connection with your physical self. It replaces the anxiety of the unknown with the quiet confidence of the known. It is an act of deep respect that sends a powerful message to every cell in your being. You are seen. You are valued. You are cared for. This is the foundation of true well-being. It is the peace that comes not from an absence of problems, but from the knowledge that you are the vigilant, compassionate guardian of your own life. This is the power that is now in your hands. You do not need to wait for a doctor's warning to begin. You can choose today to honor your body in these simple yet profound ways. So I ask you, what was the most surprising discovery for you today? Which one of these forgotten zones will you begin to honor in your daily ritual? Share your commitment in the comments below. Your story of awareness may awaken another. If you found value in our journey together, please like this video, share it with someone you care for, and subscribe to our channel for more wisdom on the art of aging well. Thank you for the honor of your time.